funny as hell.
I don't even... Like, I'll try it eventually, but it's also like... My shit not clicked in again.
I just enjoy the fact that they shit on everyone doing the reboots and all, like, the shitty fucking movies and TVs that are being made right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
I know what you mean. Totally. The reboots, bro.
I used to be upset that
It's
I
all
rewatched
gay.
the same shit over and over again. Like, why don't they make new stuff? I've totally accepted the fact that, like, I'm not getting new stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'll watch fucking Kenshin again. I'll watch Ippo again. I'll finish my Yu Yu Hakusho rewatch. I'll fucking finish Dragon Ball Z without my sister. Like, don't fucking care.
There still is good shit coming out, though. I mean,
There's a lot
In
of
that lane,
bad
in like cartoons.
in my...
In like
vein,
cartoons and like...
Yeah, like people talk about good movies. Like you talk about some shit that, like good movies. It's like, I'm sure it is. I don't give a fuck. Like, Christian was talking about some movie at work the other day where it's like, maybe it's good, but like, or Django. He's like, that's a good movie. I'm like, what would I care about it? And he's like, I don't, like, it's just a good movie. I'm like, yeah, but if I don't ever sit down to watch it, because like, I don't, it has no...
It's a long movie.
In that, you know, I didn't watch fucking Batman because it's long and they burned me however many fucking times on it. So it's like...
Yeah, Batman's a hard sell. It just looks good.
It shouldn't be.
It looks cool.
It should be the easiest sell on the planet.
Yeah. For how much money they put into it. I mean, it was a good-looking movie. It was beautiful.
And they got a good-looking guy to play Batman.
Yeah, that fucking...
that had nothing to do with
queer.
anything.
Yeah, no, Batman, he was okay. Bruce Wayne was terrible.
Yeah, that's what our buddy
Like,
said yesterday.
in the
Every time,
suit-
like, you saw him outside, it's like, oh, it's Edward Cullen.
Yeah.
In
That
the suit,
vampire-ass.
he was fine. But
When
then,
Tovar
like,
called
the
his
second he
neighbor-
has that fucking, like, swoosh across, like, the hair, like, in his face, and he's like, oh, I'm just angry.
Yeah, because that's how he acts.
He just seems like an emo kid. Like,
That's
it's
what he
just-
seems like, yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I
it's
don't
weird,
wanna
Ice Cube
watch
and
that
Vince
movie,
Vaughn and
like-
everyone else that can't fucking act, apparently, and knows how to play one character. And
Commissioner Gordon was pretty cool, but I didn't like how everybody had that, I'm Batman. Everybody talked like that. Like, Gordon talked like, Batman, we got these people. We got people on the inside.
Just trying to be like a Frank Miller movie. Or
Yeah, I
something.
don't know. It's weird. Like, everybody had that, like, growl to their voice. Like, they were disguising something, but it's like, no, that's just Gordon.
Who played Gordon?
Some black dude.
diversity,
Was he good?
racist.
You said you
I
liked him?
thought he was cool. I mean, he played a really good part. He played, like, he did a good job of, like,
Well, there's no
playing
shortage
both
of people
sides.
who could play a hard-nosed cop that
well, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
what
like,
a role.
like, the character in general is pretty basic, but
Like
he
Steve.
did a good job.
Fuck. Tovar calling his neighbor a coon yesterday was pretty funny.
What happened?
Tovar got in the
Jesus
car.
Christ,
He
can you
goes,
say
yeah,
that?
my fucking coon-ass neighbor. And I laughed so fucking hard.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He goes, I didn't know they could rent in this neighborhood. Shit. I thought you had to buy a house and
That's crazy.
let motherfuckers rent.
Yeah.
Isn't he Mexican?
Yeah.
So that's fine. He could say that.
It's okay.
No, it's cool. That's funny.
I would love to have fuck you money so I could just start arguing over words with people. Like things that you can't argue about in day-to-day life because it'll lower your social standing, and it's like not worth. The reward is just being right, but you don't get anything, versus being wrong gets you like fucked. I would love to have fuck you money. Be like, I don't think it's a bad word. Just be like, nope, no words are bad. Like intent is bad.
No, it's
Jesus.
fine. Everything's fine. Now, can you imagine? You'd be fucking beheaded.
Oh, quickly.
Your head
very
would be
quickly.
your head would be on a stake in the square. You can't say.
Well, you shouldn't, but if they're going to put it in songs that I like and I'm allowed to sing along with a song, that's not an art. Like,
Kendrick had a funny lyric in his.
let's bring people together by you can't sing along with the rest of the crowd.
Did you ever see that video of when
Unity.
when Kendrick brought this white chick up on stage to sing Mad City, which has in the main part that everybody gets hyped to says the N-word like 4 times.
Yeah.
And like he's like, all right, you sing it. And he drops the beat and she starts going and she just says the N-word like 3 times. And he cuts the music and everybody gets pissed off. And he's like, you had to bleep one fucking word. I just thought that was kind of funny.
That's weird.
Hey, person.
Isn't that weird though? Like,
So, I
like
want
to
you to
pull a
up,
white person on
Come
stage.
sing my song, but don't sing parts of my song.
Yeah, keep the rhythm
Keep
going while you bleep a word 4 times. Like, it's
this
not
random person. Try to keep that beat.
not a fucking rapper. But like, hey, that song you know by heart because you really like it, driving around in the car. Like, can you sing it? But pop that one word out for me that I put in there. Like,
He brings it up in his newest album. He like calls back to it and he's talking about like I think it's called Auntie's Diary. And he's talking about like his aunt who's trans, and he's like at the end of it he says something like faggot, faggot, faggot. We could say it together until you let a white girl say, and then he says it. It's funny.
yeah. So isn't that just being a hypocrite?
Yeah, I don't understand that at all.
I don't know.
I know one, so I can say it. But then that goes back to the Dave Chappelle thing where he's like, well, that depends, sir. I'm not. Why is it that I can say the N-word even though I'm not, or whatever his big point was, and then gets a standing ovation? It's like, no, you fucking idiot. Like, I love Chappelle more than anybody. That's not what was happening. Like, you fucking worded that in a way where it seems like he was like, you can say it because you are one. It's like, no, clearly he's saying you're black, and that's who has the sanctioned right to say that word. He wasn't like, well, beeps can say it. Like,
That's crazy.
My mind just goes to white chicks.
White chicks?
Yeah, because they were like driving in the fucking car, and then like the fucking white girls are in back, and they're like, "Oh, you guys don't say it?" And I was like, we don't say that." And it's like, why? Nobody's around.
Nobody's around.
It's the Wayans brothers just fucking in their fucking white girl outfits. And then like fucking 2 seconds later, they're all like, nigga, 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 nigga. Like, it was just fucking funny as hell. Just good movie. It's a very good movie. Very much enjoyed them. Those brothers are funny as fuck.
did you ever watch that Eric Andre movie?
Yeah.
And he just does that at the end.
Yeah.
He just does white chicks at the end.
Yeah. That movie was actually surprisingly
White
funny.
Chicks is a great.
Yeah.
I think that should be done more. I think it's a great bit.
I love Whiteface.
They had no problem putting every black guy in a dress. Why can't they be putting whiteface?
I don't know. I think
No, I'm all for Whiteface.
I love it.
I love it.
I love it. I'm
Dave
here for
Chappelle did it best.
So now we're right back to intent versus just the thing in and of itself.
Well, I mean, are you like for blackface? Is that what you're saying?
Is Robert Downey Jr. not funny in Tropic Thunder?
He's fucking hilarious.
Okay, so what we're talking about.
I'm just saying. Are you for it?
I'm for that style where it's not a minstrel show and he's not offending anybody. It's a fucking
Yeah. It's
I'm
like
with it as
obviously
well.
no one's getting offended
Yeah.
and shit. If it's a fucking white dude who's getting dressed up like as an Asian guy and stealing like a fucking kung fu roll, then it's like, all right, like let's
Yeah.
sit down and have a conversation.
Isn't it funny though how like that does change? Where like you can't make that movie today. You can't make half the shit.
Who
that came-
says though? Because
I'm just saying,
because
but,
the company decides that no one's gonna watch it because that's what social media says. But then if you do make it and put it out and people eat it the fuck up, it's
Yeah.
like, well, you'll never know unless you do it.
Yeah.
Everyone told Barstool no one wanted their crazy shit, and they were like, no. Every time we go out, people show up. So those people want us. You telling us people aren't out there doesn't really mean shit when I go out and they're there.
But I think it is like the studio controlling.
Yeah,
just like,
I can't
like
imagine
the studio
trying to
has
get that
such a,
script through the writers.
Oh,
like,
they'll never greenlight it, but that's a
Yeah.
different thing than, like, you couldn't do it.
Well,
if
that's what I
someone
mean.
wanted to self-make it, you know, like, there's still an audience for it.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a shitload of
Yeah,
money,
but how would
sure.
you even publish it?
No, you'd be one of 4 or 5 people in the world to do it. You'd have to be Rogan or somebody.
Yeah.
Then again, you could just fucking go without Netflix and be like, fuck you, and make the movie and be like, hey, Netflix, I have a movie. And then be like, oh, cool.
Well, because it's like how Louis does with his stand-ups, you know, but then that, you could be like, actually, movie's testing pretty good. You sure you don't want to
Yeah.
take a sneak
Take a
peek?
gander.
Movie's not doing too bad.
Because nowadays, I mean, you release that shit on your web, you put the fucking front half up on YouTube, and like put the back half behind a paywall, or however you split it up. Like, distribution isn't like the thing. You don't need to print DVDs or put it in
Yeah,
a
But I think
theater.
it's also just like getting because any motherfucker can make a movie. It's just like
You're not going to
Getting
get that
it-
money back.
getting it out there. It's like
Yeah, unless
it's like, and once you have like the studio, it's like okay,
Yeah,
now
but
we
if
got
you have it up on a website.
now we
you
got
have
like now we got like
Rogan's
a
reach.
If you had Rogan's reach.
I'm not saying everyone can. I'm saying 4 or 5
Yeah.
rich motherfuckers that could decide.
if you
to,
had the reach, yeah. If you had like the people,
it's like the dude that invested in Barstool. Like he was one of the few people that like could put that much money in without like diluting the product. He was the one that did it, you know?
Yeah.
Other people offered more money, but then wanted to change shit. And he was like, no, like, I want you guys to keep doing it. I'm not going to give you that amount of money, but I'll give you this amount of money.
Yeah.
How did Barstool Sports... Are you talking about Barstool Sports? Like, did they just start off as like a... What did they start off as?
Dave Portnoy is...
Just running around with like a camera or what?
He made a newspaper, so then that way he could put ads in it so that he could prove that he was legitimate to the bigger advertise. So he would put like, he'd print his paper and he'd put a fake ad in it, and then he would go to a real place and be like, your competitors are advertising, so you need to get, and then they would advertise with him, and then he fucking, dude, it's so
smart.
It's so sick. He like it's one of those things where it's like you have to be half crazy because it's like it's not a good idea, it shouldn't work, and he's like, nope, it'll work, and like just hit the pavement every day from like 9 to fucking 11 at night, you know, and then he
I could sell this.
Now I watch Barstool Sports every day on Snapchat.
Yeah, literally, like I watch their videos fucking daily.
It kept spinning off and branching off and growing.
Funny one, I gotta say.
And then I think in like 2018 or something, they got invested in by some like mega company.
Yeah.
But they were like, so he's not the boss anymore. Like there's a CEO,
Yeah, but he's like a face.
But like he works in conjunction with her to like keep the product pure or whatever. Like he stays on. He has like the same role minus running everything, like the same face role.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean,
that's fucking dope. Good for them. A newspaper?
And they started in newspaper 03 or 04.
I guess that's why.
God damn.
So literally, like, as that shit's coming out the fucking door.
I watched this on Barstool.
Can you imagine, like, 20 years ago? They're like, all right, guys, we're not starting a podcast. We're starting a newspaper.
We're starting a newspaper, guys. Fuck it. We're going big.
Like, how wild would that be?
We're going big. Oh, can you not open it?
I don't. What'd you send me?
Did you download it?
I sent you a video.
You downloaded it.
From where?
I airdropped it to you.
No, like a link to a website?
No, from my photos. Let's go to your Finder.
Come on.
Well, now it's gone in the abyss. Nah, it's not a big deal. I'll resend it.
Ew. Just open it.
What open button was there?
There was open in photos right underneath.
That's the first fucking thing I clicked that opened up photos.
Whoa there, buddy.
Because we're looking at the same fucking thing.
You're turning red.
I got a million.
What are you doing, dude?
I'm going to bed. When I drink this beer, I don't know why you just got so aggressive. I took my necklaces off.
You're banging around like a fucking bull in a china
I
shop.
lost my balance. Fuck.
You're still drinking, dude. It's fucking 4 in the morning.
Oh, so when is it a crime to drink at 4 in the morning?
When I'm trying to go to bed.
Well, son of a buck.
What? Son of a buck? That's not even a fucking catchphrase, bro.
He lives in the fucking closet.
I was gonna say,
his room's the closet.
Son of a buck's pretty good.
Well, son of a buck. Whatever. That
was like the rehearsal thing.
Isn't that funny?
When the Bible guy went back to his apartment and the guy with all the tattoos.
Yeah,
like, do you ever think all those numbers are just like coincidence?
Coincidental?
You're just giving meaning to them?
No.
At each other.
Yeah.
Have you finished that show?
Don't cross
You
the
finished it?
line.
I have one episode left.
Oh, okay.
You
One
got
episode
to
left.
finish.
Did you
that
watch
one
the
off.
roommate part? Where he's
Like-
arguing with his roommate?
Yeah.
church-
Oh, okay.
Like the
Yeah.
first, second episode. Yeah. Or not first, second.
86, Rebirth.
88.
78. Look at as I look down the miles turn to 86 as we pass the 55 on the road. 55 Leviticus 58 Rebirth. That dude was fucking insane.
Crazy.
That
They
dude-
said it once or twice where you're like, that's weird. And they said it like 19 more times. And you're like, oh, you're disturbed.
Can you imagine just being in a car with that dude? Yeah, when I crashed my Scion at 155 miles an hour.
Don't you need a license plate to drive? No. Are
Nah.
you sure?
Nah, man.
Do you always drive after
You're going to hit
smoking?
that?
Oh,
Why don't I drive?
You were.
Wait, let me.
You're smoking.
Let me hold this for you.
Yeah.
He holds the navigation for him.
It's like, I guess.
That's so good.
Quality shit. Quality shit.
I loved that show. Did end. Oh, wait, you didn't finish it.
Yeah, I don't think.
It ends abruptly.
I don't think they're coming back.
No, that was
I'm very surprised that he got on HBO to begin with.
It's crazy he got the budget to do what he did.
Yeah.
But I think HBO's like, you did this with the budget?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think they gave him the budget, but then as they're going back through the receipts, they're like, wait a minute. Like, we get.
How much fake snow did you buy?
Right.
You bought.
So you
spent-
planted the crops.
You spent.
Grown already.
You spent $37,000 on fake snow. Do you realize that?
You
Nathan?
built a bar.
Nathan, do you realize that? You built a bar in a warehouse.
A functioning bar.
A functioning bar
got
in a
licensed.
warehouse in Hollywood. You then shipped that bar.
What's that cost to ship a building?
To then ship it to another warehouse. He then opens
All this warehouse space.
all the warehouse space. We can't even find a fucking warehouse for under $300,000. It's crazy. Speaking of finding space, do you remember that church we were looking at for $225,000? Remember that church?
Wait, what?
You don't remember this?
I don't know if you ever showed it to him.
There's a church for sale about an hour west of here by like Ottawa. And it's for sale. It's a full-ass church, and it's like $125,000. Just got a price cut. It's $190,000. It's a church.
Big-ass church.
Fucking
It's so fucking cool.
fucking
so many different rooms to be like.
Cute. Like, you get the whole like church area with the pews and everything, the big-ass cross. Can you imagine cutting that shit down and fucking selling it?
Oh,
Do you know how much
you're coming out even on the building, basically, how
dude,
much shit you're selling.
They got all these paintings, all this like church like priest shit. Can you imagine? Can you imagine
garbage to us, but
can you imagine
one man's trash, another man's treasure.
Can you imagine this small town being like, "Hey, they just sold the church." And like, no shit, who bought it? Like 3 guys bought it. I don't know. Really? Are they like a mission? Are they going to turn it into a church?
They have a mission, yes.
They have. Yes. I did see them cutting the cross down, and it is by the dumpster with a sign that says "free." Free firewood.
It is upside down by the dumpster.
No, there's a big ass cross on the outside. I was like, can you imagine? I was telling Zach, I was like, can you imagine me and you on a ladder cutting this thing down?
Just the two of you sawing back and forth.
People walking by, like, what are you doing? We're like, we were going to try to take it down to sell it, but it was too hard, so we're just sawing this bitch off for firewood.
We're sawing it down.
Trying to keep warm. We spent all the money on the property.
But here's the thing. I'm an ordained minister, so we're going to keep it as a church, and we're going to host a mass every Sunday.
They're going to think they're going to be walking into, like,
no.
the main... No.
What
there's a room off to the side.
It's a live recording of the podcast.
The church
and then we don't pay taxes.
Because of being a church.
I like it. I like it.
The church...
And then that way
the church
we can
of what's
say,
happening now is gone.
We could say whatever the fuck we want, and it's like, we're saying in the name of God. Are you going to religiously prosecute us or persecute us?
No, fuck off. I'm saying this shit from the good book.
It's in the Bible somewhere. If it's not in this one, maybe in another book.
Listen.
So what religion is this church?
What religion do you want to be?
Non-denomination.
Non-denomination, brother. You come in.
What does that mean?
We accept anybody.
Accept anybody.
Yeah, it's fine. I don't
Just
give a shit.
We're praising
Hey,
a higher
hey,
power.
if you come in and pray, brother, that's fine.
Throw some money in this basket.
Throw some money in this basket. We're
Couple
shooing
shekels.
I'll imagine at the end.
Keep greasing the wheels.
What do you think the real church does? They need a new roof? Boom. They just ask the rich people in the congregation.
Bro, it's wild. I remember being in church and they would like pass around like the normal basket. And
you're
they'd be
supposed
like, and now we need a new roof.
You're supposed
so
to give
we're
a
gonna
third
give
of your wealth.
like another basket around. It's like,
gross.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Dude, when I was in a Catholic school, they pulled my parents aside and they were like, you're supposed to give a third of your gross income. That's gross. Like before taxes. So like after taxes, you're making, say, if you make $100,000, say you're making, I don't know, 85 or whatever the fuck it is. It's like, all right, you have to give 30% of 100,000. It's like you're not even getting all that shit back.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's fucked up.
Oh, the church is greedy as fuck.
Dude, I remember like my dad's uncle lived in Burbank where I went to where we lived, where I went to that Catholic school. And the church did need a new roof and this dude was just fucking loaded. And he was like, "Yeah, I'll pay for it. Don't worry about it, guys." just paid like $40,000 for this church to have a new roof. Isn't that crazy?
Isn't it? For every one of those, and not that like buying a church roof is like the worst thing or whatever, but like for every one of those dudes that do that, where it's like,
I wonder what the write-off is, though.
probably something pretty
Oh,
decent.
I would imagine it's significant.
But just like if all those people throw their money together, how all of a sudden now you can actually go like tackle something instead of just like the roof's kind of crickety, and you know
We need to redo the stained glass because it's not up to Jesus' standards.
I just find it funny how like those people will also drive past like the homeless shelter and like a couple bums and like
feel nothing.
Yeah, but like
Get a job.
Father Steve, you need 40K?
Father Steve, you've been raping kids for the past 15 years.
Like,
dude, that was another thing. The Catholics, I think I already talked about this, but the Catholic school I went to, the priest was fucking raping boys.
I don't remember this.
Yeah, you don't remember this?
No, I don't.
Yeah, dude, I went to St. Albert's, and there was a dude. The priest was Father Stepik, and he would get shit faced at the at like the church carnivals. My dad would see him; he'd just be fucking pounding.
I had drinkers in the church, but no,
going hard in the paint.
Mine wasn't Catholic though.
Yeah, just getting shit faced, and like came out years later after I was out of the school, like I don't know, 15 years later. It was like, yeah, he was touching little boys.
Well, he's probably in jail now, right?
No, they moved him around, right? They moved him around to a different church, and then I guess they moved him, and then yeah, he got cancer, died. He's dead now. It's
Maybe
crazy.
there is a guy.
And that's something.
No, I think there's something
wild.
like that happened over by
All the other churches.
Another crazy thing. My buddy Neil, he when I worked at Depot, he was my manager. He just moved to Maine, moved in with his uncle. His uncle got molested by a priest, sued the archdiocese.
Hey, what do you call an uncle who got raped? A monk. That's what he just said. What are you making a fucking face for? That's literally what he just said.
Zach's going hard in the paint today.
What the fuck? You said Munkle, my uncle who got molested.
No, so he sued the archdiocese. Lasted like
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I was gonna say
they're the ones who run the church, who run the Catholic Church.
like the Vatican.
Well, no, like the archdiocese, I assume has like its own. I assume they're like the part that runs it in maybe the U.S.
America?
I don't know. I don't know.
The U.S. chapter of
When
Catholicism.
people say when people say archdiocese, I think it just means like they sued the church or whatever, and it lasted like 20-something years or whatever, 40 years.
It's like
or whatever.
a legal term or a religious term?
It's look up the archdiocese. Look up archdiocese.
How do you spell diocese?
I don't fucking know.
Well,
Asking man who's fucking borderline dyslexic. But sued them,
yourself that borderline.
got a shit load of money. Like just got his settlement, like millions, like shitload of money. Isn't that crazy? Lasted like 20 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how long did that
is
take
a
him though?
Latin church ecclesiastis. You probably have a better shot with that one.
Oh, ecclesiastical.
Ectoplasm. It's fucked up because I've heard people say that word, and I recognize it when I look at it, but I can't make my fucking mouth.
Ectoplasm is just ghost cum, right?
Essentially, jurisdiction. Or
Ghost everything, I think. It's what they're made out of.
It's not just
Their jism.
their splooge.
I think that's like their matter is ectoplasm.
I see.
You watch Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
You should know.
Yeah.
So Dyer's.
No cum in that show.
Hey, that we know about.
Not that I saw. First time I liked a goth chick.
First time I saw a goth chick was like, hey, this can be something I'm into.
You know how much people like Raven in terms of like being hot?
Oh, she was the star of.
Really?
Yeah,
I
she
never
was
thought she was
smoking.
hot. I always thought Starfire was hot.
Oh, Raven was smoking.
It's like the
I'd
frog
go
girl.
Raven, or not Raven, Starfire, or that girl, that Beast Boy, like that blonde chick for like a second.
Tara.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about her.
Not a big Raven guy.
Yeah, dude, Raven was
She
like,
seemed like a moody bitch.
Bro,
yeah, but
in My Hero, when everyone freaks out about the frog girl, and I'm like, what?
They have a thing in the new Cyberpunk anime that came out. There's like two like normal looking like kind of just blonde ladies, and then there's like a short like little girl looking like person who's like older though, but like cyborg. Everyone's fucking nutso over like the little girl looking thing. It was like, you anime people. I love anime, but you guys kind of.
Oh, I mean, there's a reason why I'm always hesitant to like. People are like, "Oh, you like anime?" I just start listing shows that I like that
I like
are
fighting
animes.
anime.
Yeah,
I don't like the weird shit.
That one dude at work would watch like romantic animes.
Like, that's very odd to me. I mean, to each their own. Like, if you want to do it, like, go for it. But, like, I'm also
Don't
not gonna...
tell me about it and expect me not to fucking
Yeah.
fill in the rest of the blanks. You know,
I'm also
like,
not
yeah,
the guy
romance.
to watch, like, a romantic fucking TV show. So, I mean...
I'll watch a rom-com.
I'll watch a rom-com, but that's a funny
I can't watch, like, a Notebook.
You're
anime
meeting
is,
someone
like-
in the middle. That's like something for like you and the other side of the couple. Like there's a
Yeah.
reason for it. It's not just like
Wedding
me in my
crashers.
fucking basement. Like, oh, like
Time to watch The Notebook again.
yeah. Or on the anime side, like, oh, I
Time to
hope
watch-
this episode, he finally builds up the courage to. It's like the sub story to the sub story of Ippo is just the full
Yeah.
fucking main attraction to an entire show. Where it's like, so this
Is there a side love story in Ippo? I guess there has to be.
that's one of the
Oh, yeah.
reasons why he's not boxing right now is because
The sunflowers.
that's flashback.
What? Where did that come from? How do you see sunflowers?
Huh?
In
I-
Ippo?
no, I told him.
Oh,
about it,
okay.
yeah.
I'm like, you've been watching Ippo? You get
He
all the
said
way to
something
the
about
end?
you being in the sunflower field for the pictures, and I was like,
Oh,
there's a reason for that.
reason for that.
It's not rant. It's not just like, oh, pretty flat. It's like, we're going. Where's the fucking nearest sunflower field?
Yeah, no fucking. I liked. I was online and there was
That
like
was a
an
cool
Ippo
experience.
vote, and it was like, do you care? Or if Morikawa decides to end the manga in a couple of weeks, would you be a fan? And if the last panel is Ippo and Kumi smooching,
No, because Yu Yu Hakusho already did that to me.
like it's just
I
like
accepted
a
it with that show.
bad,
That's not the.
bad.
You know why it's okay in Yu Yu Hakusho? Because
It had a gay ending. Did it?
not even a gay ending, but that's how they ended it with just
Two guys kissing.
no guys kissing.
Is that what you were saying?
No,
What did you say?
he kisses his girl, like the love
it's
interest.
the girl.
Okay, keep going.
It's heterosexual.
Interesting.
It's gay in like the sense that it's lame.
It's
I-
faggy,
okay.
not homosexual.
I'm
yeah.
sorry. Keep going. Queers.
In Yu Yu Hakusho, they did that because the last spirit detective went all crazy. So it's
Yeah.
not something you're supposed to do for a long amount of time, especially when they said that he was too old to do it. That's why you got a younger person in Yusuke. So he's already aging out of it. He already like got what he needed out of it where like it changed his perspective and yada yada yada. So like he doesn't need to keep doing it. It makes more sense for him to stop. Obviously me and you, it makes more sense for him to go like be the strongest, fucking keep fighting, but like he doesn't really care about any of that
Yeah.
shit. You know, that's his character. Whereas
Ippo just wants to fucking just level the fuck up no matter what.
right, so for it to be like, no, I'm just gonna live like my happy existence, and it's like, and never know what it's like to be strong. Ippo, you're never gonna find out what you promised, Mr. Takamura.
Is he dead?
No,
Oh.
but Takamura keeps going and keeps leveling up and proving what it means to be strong. And Ippo was right there chasing him, and now he's falling further behind.
Yeah.
But is he?
Yes. yes and no.
So do you think it's
he's
gonna?
not falling too far behind his other people?
He's
Takamura
falling
is,
behind in the ranks.
So do you
Yes.
think it's gonna fizzle out, or do you think it's gonna swing back?
He's like
it definitely won't fizzle out.
no, because he's like ringside right now for like the fucking world title match. Like
He's cornering his former opponent who's fighting his future rival, the champion.
and he just sparred like a world champion. Like
And broke his fucking
and broke
ribs.
his ribs with like one fucking punch.
Which admittedly, Vorg wasn't going super hard, but still managed to do it.
It's a good fucking show.
It's
bro.
better than anything.
Book anything. It's amazing. Gotta watch that shit, bro. Gotta watch it.
What are you trying to hit?
There was a
The
hair.
gong?
There was a hair
Oh.
on the button. I tried to get it off, and I caused a car accident.
Are you a Lord of the Rings fan?
No, I haven't seen it. I tried watching the first Hobbit or the first Lord of the Rings. Probably the first Lord of the Rings, and a lot of talking. I fell asleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I saw Bobo Baggins. No,
Bilbo?
Bilbo. Yes, that dude.
There's Frodo and Bilbo.
Who's in the beginning of The first Lord of the Rings.
Frodo.
I watched that part.
He's the young one. Bilbo's the old one.
Okay. Then, yeah, he was just leaving the town, I think.
Yeah.
And then I fell asleep.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's, yeah.
It's funny when you go back and watch old movies, not like old, but like our childhood movies or whatever, just how the reference, like if a short guy is around, they'll be like, hey, Frodo, like, just funny how like the references change over time. Like now, if you called someone short and said Frodo, then you'd get made fun of, like, Frodo. Who the fuck? Yeah.
Who the fuck is that? No, that's funny. You a big Lord of the Rings guy?
I enjoy that shit. Anything like that fucking, like, kind of fantasy shit, I'm about that.
I
really
played the PS2 game.
I like all the elements.
I think it was I was going to say Twin Towers. The Two Towers?
There's some there's some good shit. There's some good shit.
That game was good.
I
remember I rented it from Hollywood Video.
Hey,
remember that shit?
Dude, I fucked
Me and my
with
sister
Hollywood
got
Video.
me and my sister got banned from there.
How?
Too many late fees. We said, fuck it, we're going to Blockbuster. We never went back. And then they went out of business. So we were like, hey,
you assholes.
winner. Did you guys watch that? It came out a while ago, but that Blockbuster documentary on Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good, man.
I liked it. I think it's crazy.
That like pulled at the nostalgia strings. I used to love going into Blockbuster.
Hell yeah.
Just browsing. My sister would get a movie, I'd get a game like every other week.
I mean, it makes me sad that there's not more of that shit around. I mean, there's still, in most malls, there's still like one video store. Fuck yeah. I mean, because I still go to the video store whenever I'm in a mall. I still go to Disc Replay.
I love Disc Replay. I mean,
that. It's just a secondhand, video store because there's not like a fucking library of fucking rentals.
Bro, I guess if I lived in a neighborhood where there was like a family video or something down the street.
Family Video sucks.
Family Video does suck, but I think that's the only one that's like really left.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
not to shit on the only one left.
Yeah. but if there was like one of those down the street, I feel like I would be hitting it up more often.
For sure. I remember going there a few times.
But like going out on a trek to go find a video store, to rent a movie, to then bring it home, it's like, I'll rent it on Amazon.
That's why I would get kind of like hipstery about the comic book store, where I'm like, you guys take this shit for granted, like that you can just come in here and like ask us whatever and then go buy shit on Amazon, which like I understand, money's tight, yada yada, but like when this store stops fucking existing because you guys keep buying it off Amazon, then there isn't a place to go ask the question to. And now you don't buy the thing on Amazon because you don't know which one to buy. And now the whole fucking thing just fizzles out because the people who went to the comic book store aren't going to all of a sudden get all their shit on Amazon, and the people who were getting nickel and diamond on Amazon
aren't going to have the correct info, and then just aren't going to buy anything.
And then it's like, it literally happened to Blockbuster. Like, people still watch movies. It turned into a different thing. Like, there's not, like, questions about movies. Like, comic books is a more interactive, like you said, like, it was funny closer to a GameStop where, you go talk shop or whatever.
It was funny. In that documentary they were saying, I'm also going to butcher, I haven't seen it in a while, but it was like, I always thought that Netflix, like, killed Blockbuster. It was like, Netflix came out.
Yeah, no, they had the chance.
No, it was like Blockbuster, like, Netflix offered to buy Blockbuster for a fuck ton of money. And
you know Netflix is older than Google?
Really?
Yeah. Started 2 years ahead of them.
Really? I guess they were mailing movies. Remember those days?
I remember them mailing movies, but I guess they existed as a company before Google was founded. I don't think they were doing.
I know, like, Amazon was a bookstore before it sold fucking everything.
Right.
But they were but they approached Blockbuster and offered them a fuck ton of money to like be like, hey, do you just want to be part of us? They were like, nah, we're going to start our own shipping movie video service.
Yeah, and it sucks.
And it just died, and then Blockbuster went under.
You see Kodak came out, they figured out, like, the
Kodak
digital...
Black?
No.
Oh.
That's exactly where my mind went.
It says a lot about you, too.
You're talking about the camera company.
Yeah. Not Kodak Black.
I assume
Kodak, the fucking
Kodak
major...
Black's good.
Okay. Do you stand by that?
Huh? Do I stand by? I mean, he was good on the Kendrick album.
Cool. Anywho.
Kodak Black.
All I know
Big
about him is
steppers.
Shane Gillis thinks he's funny. I know he hangs out with Trump at Mar-a-Lago now.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's really funny.
He was hanging out with Trump
Kodak
at
Black
Mar-a-Lago. Yeah, and he had like a limp. I think he got shot, maybe they were saying. I don't know if that
Pimp walk.
Trump fixed
Yeah,
it.
they were joking, but he's leaning on somebody, and Shane, or his co-host, he goes, "Oh shit, he got a white lady as a cane." He's using that white lady as a cane.
That's funny.
But what did Kodak do?
Kodak came out, like, they invented the digital camera, like, way before anybody. But then they didn't do anything with it because then it would have, like, killed all their film sales. So they just, like, housed it. And then someone else was like,
guys, I figured this out.
Yeah, and then they fucking got housed anyway. So then it was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, you could have just been ahead of the game. Like,
yeah, that's funny. But then it's funny because, like, film photography is still big. Like, that's still coming back and still.
Is it big the way vinyl's big, or like?
There's a lot of people doing film. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, there's a ton of people.
Like actual film.
Yeah, they go and buy like vintage. It's mostly like hipsters and shit.
On
like,
the Adam Friedland show, that's the joke they always make. They're like, well, we shoot everything on film.
Yeah.
We shoot everything on 12 millimeter.
On 12
So we have to constantly have 2 cameras rolling because you only get like 8 minutes at a time, they said. So they're just constantly cropping like minute 7 to this minute 1, and then
with the old machine.
Yeah.
God. That's funny.
It's a joke they make a lot that I always laugh at. They're like, well, we shoot on 12 millimeter.
But no, yeah, like, I remember downtown, like, walking around, I'd have, like, my camera, I'd be doing, like, street photography and shit, and there would just be a fuck ton of people with, like, film cameras, and I'm like, all right, that's cool, but, like,
why?
Like, you take that picture on film, and then you either have to go home and develop it and do all that shit, but it's like, I pop a filter over my digital photo, it's a film photo. It's like, and then, like, if you got the wrong film in there, it's like, all right, everything's overexposed, and then it's like, all right, but now you move inside, you move to a different location, I'm going to switch out all my fucking film. It's like, fuck off.
Well, can you even, you can't, like, look back at the photo, right?
No.
Yeah.
It's like, you take it and you go, well, hopefully that's
Whereas you're fucking, like, taking pictures and, like, oh, fuck, I can zoom in over on this corner, like, look over at that, look over at that.
Or you can take it and be like, okay, that looks cool, but let me take it from this angle.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't
Or
imagine.
I guess film does make you, like, a better photographer, I guess you'd say, because it's like,
really?
Maybe, because I'm sure someone has that argument where it's like, all right, well, you got to take more time to, like, compose the image, because then, you only got one, you can't see it until you develop it.
Some makes you a better planner, maybe, but doesn't that?
Which then
wouldn't the same thing be like? Then you have less reps though, because you only can take so many pictures. Versus with your phone, you can take.
I guess then you're
making 1,000,000, and then you're constantly improving.
I guess because it's like you got to make these photos count. So
I understand that element to it, but then it's like, but how much can you improve based off these 10 pictures you took or whatever? Versus if you're out all day with your camera or your phone camera taking pictures, and it's like every fucking 10 pictures you're like, oh, now I can try. Like, you're just constantly like improving.
Yeah, I guess you can probably improve faster, but I guess, like, if you only have 10 photos, it's like, all right, I'm gonna go into the city, I'm gonna make these 10 photos fucking count, and I'm gonna get home. Sorry. And then I'm gonna get home, develop them, and go stare at them for 12 hours and go, oh, next time I'm going to do this because this makes sense, because this should be in this foreground and this should be back here. I don't know. People are fucking weird.
Michael, all right, is it cheaper?
No. It's fucking expensive.
So there's just literally no reason to fucking do it.
No.
Feels like a big element of this. There was like some hipster shit.
There was like one there was like one old camera store next to DePaul, and I remember going in there and like looking at these cameras, and I was like, all right, so these cameras are like $400. Cool. That's like a normal camera, cheap ass camera. Then you got to buy film, and then I don't know how to like develop it. I don't even know if Walgreens does that anymore. So then what, you got to bring it to
the fucking reels.
Yeah, you're gonna bring it to this like old ass shop who's probably doing it in the back with like fucking milk and like whatever solution the shit is. It's like it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg to get this shitty photo of the street you took. I don't know.
Isn't the argument there like the same thing vinyl people do though, where it's like, well, the sound quality is better, and it's like,
it's not
that. Plus, even if it was, would it be worth having these 10 songs that you have to pick up and drop a needle on to switch between versus having my fucking infinity at my fingertips and a Bluetooth speaker? Yeah,
I like because I do buy records and shit. But
I'm not knocking it. I'm saying the type of person that's putting it on a pedestal.
The only reason for example, Christian bought me this new album came out for this band Glass Animals, and they released this like glow in the dark vinyl record. So she bought it for me for my birthday. It was cool. So we listened to it in the basement. It's like I have a record player. It's plugged into a fucking Bose speaker, and then you put the needle on, but you still hear it sounds worse. than like a normal digital thing. But I guess just the nostalgia, or not the nostalgia, because I don't
song
even
to
relate
song,
with that.
the crackle is good.
Yeah,
but
like
for the wrong song, no.
Yeah,
good.
and then it's like I don't know. It's like just the feeling of like putting it. It's like all right.
It feels nice.
So that's playing through there. It's like all right, that's cool. And then
feels nice initially,
and then you get to the middle of the vinyl and it goes, and you're like, oh, I have to flip it. That's right. And then you go over there and you flip it, and it's like, all right, well now I want to listen to this album. Okay, let me put this away. Let me go grab the other disc. Let me grab this.
I got 2 albums in me. I can flip like because you said it. It's like fucking like 4 songs, and then it's like flip it, and it's like cool. Let me switch to another one. It's like then 4 songs later, it's like I'm just gonna put it on my fucking phone.
And
now.
I get it.
I'm done.
I get it.
I enjoyed myself. This was a good time.
It's like I get it. It's cool. I smoked a joint. I listened to some vinyl records. I got that like popping, hissing shit going on in my ears. Cool. I like it. But at some point, I'm gonna turn on my projector and go on fucking Spotify and just play my album.
It's not that cool at the expense of fucking like what makes sense.
Yeah.
I think
unless
if
you're
had,
like
a nice record player that would like automatically like flip it or like
a jukebox.
Yeah, some shit like that.
I mean, when I
it's
get
a different story.
Yeah. Like when I feel like when I get a house, I'll have like some sort of like hi-fi system or whatever, like where there's speakers throughout the house, and then maybe that hooks up to like a record player or some shit. It's like, all right, that's cool, but it's like majority of the time I feel like it's gonna be just a Bluetooth fucking.
That's all you need. It's really all you need.
Yeah.
It's
some people
such
are putting
a luxury.
Some people are putting fucking. I've seen people do this. They take iPad minis and they cut a hole in the wall and they buy a mount for it and they put it in the wall and they frame around it, and that like runs their entire house like through that fucking iPad. They can like do all the lights, the security system, all the fucking.
I think that's really smart for like a year or two until that fucking
Yeah.
thing has to update, and you're like,
Until
shit,
Apple pulls
we need
that
a new
shit
one.
where they're like, yeah, it's got to get updated, and then it doesn't work till you get a new one.
Yeah.
Couldn't you just do that off your phone? Why'd you need a thing on the wall?
Just
You could
probably
see that as, like, a
probably the convenience of just having like the thing on the wall.
If you don't like use it as like a thermostat
It's always
or something.
It's always plugged in. It's always on.
Yeah, but I mean, if it was a thing you didn't have to update every 2 years.
I mean, you probably wouldn't have to like update it. I mean,
if you're counting
people
on it
still
to
have
run your, like alarms and shit, and
yeah,
but
if it's on like if it needs updates and everything.
but all that is just an app.
no, but I'm saying when Apple hits you with like the updates every fucking 4 seconds to make your shit run so slow till you just go buy the new one. So it might not be 2 years, but 3, 4 new iPads out, pretty much that.
Yeah, but
it's definitely not 5 years.
But at 4 or 5 years, I mean,
I guess if you have the money to carve a fucking hole in your
Yeah,
wall and put
for
an
real.
iPad in it, I guess we're working on different scales. It's not an investment I would make, but
I don't know. iPads are cheap.
They're practically giving them away.
yeah.
They're pretty cheap. I mean, shit, you get an iPad Mini for $400.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah,
$400 for an iPad Mini?
probably.
That's fucking insane.
Really?
I can go buy a PS5 for like $400, $500.
And it's not the newest one for $400. That's like a couple gens back. That's what my mom
The iPad
just.
Mini, it's like $400 or $500.
I'm
That's
agreeing with you.
fucking
My mom
stupid.
just got my sister one for like $350 probably.
What?
It was
Oh, is that the
$300.
older one?
As an older one for like $350. I think Best Buy had a deal that it was like $300 even or something, and that's the one that doesn't have like the M1 chip in it.
Oh, okay.
So
Because I
it's
know
like-
the M1 chip one starts at like $400 or $500.
Yeah. So it doesn't even have like the crazy capabilities. It's like
Still works though.
fucking iPad.
It still
Mini.
run a house.
It's a fucking phone. It's a big phone. It's a big fucking tablet. Jesus Christ. That's insane.
Well, this thing's like $1,100.
Yeah, I still don't agree with that. I think that's also fucking insane.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm sure it costs them $50 to make.
If I could get GPS on a Razor, like reliable GPS on a Razor, and I could just Google some shit every now and then.
I think they have apps
That's
that
all
you
I
can
need.
like.
Did you see that new Razor they made? Motorola
No.
made? They remade the Razor. And it's like a flip phone, and when you flip it up, it doesn't have the buttons anymore. It's just one whole screen, and then you fold it. It looks kind of cool. I wouldn't buy it, but it looks cool.
I feel like I would break that immediately.
I don't know.
I broke many a Razors. It's been my day.
I used to love the flip phone and then hanging up and being like, bah! Flick that shit. I remember being a kid.
That was good.
I still remember this, being a kid walking through the store,
Or
and
flipping it open even.
and I had a Razor, and this dude also had one, and he had it clipped on his pocket to where it was like open, but like honest pocket. And I was
Yeah.
like, that's the coolest shit I've ever seen.
So it breaks.
I start doing that.
The razor and the sidekick. were the two.
Say the
Dude, I always
sidekick
wanted
was
a sidekick.
cool.
Sidekick was the classic like commercial where people were like,
I feel like drug dealers always had sidekicks.
My
Like shady
drug
people had
dealers had sidekicks.
shady people had sidekicks, or rich people.
Those things were fucking dope as hell.
Yeah, and then it had like that little like track. It wasn't like a trackball. It was like a joystick.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah. I had a BlackBerry.
I was just about to bring those.
I had a
up.
BlackBerry Pearl, and I thought I was the fucking shit, man. I had that little
You
ball.
were until these came out.
Yeah, I had that little. I remember I was in 6th grade because my
I still have my BlackBerry at my house.
Yeah? Or no, I'm sorry. I had a razor in 6th grade. In like 8th grade, my mom was like, "Hey, they're getting rid of these Blackberries at work. Do you want one?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, dude! This thing, it was dope."
I loved it.
Full
I loved
ass
it.
keyboard.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
My friend Kevin James was the only kid in school with a.
Kevin, you went to school with Kevin James?
Oh shit!
Not that Kevin James. Although he was in Queens.
King of Queens.
No, he was the only kid with a BlackBerry, and people be like, "Yo, let me see that." He'd be like,
You got block breaker on that thing?
back in the day when it was like 7 people would crowd you to see like a phone. Now it's like it gives a fuck.
Dude, yeah, I remember like when the iPhone first
Yeah.
came out, people
Oh.
were like, "Oh my god, you have it!" And there's like 3 apps
Yeah.
made, and it's like
Everything
this
was
is
Fruit
stupid.
Ninja.
Yeah,
I remember in high school when I got an iPhone 6 or some shit, and like people were freaking out. They were like, "You got that thing?" It's like, yeah, it's pretty sick, right? People
Yeah,
just
it's no big
freaking out,
deal.
being like, "Oh my god, that's my mom won't let me have an iPhone."
You can like see the battery draining the
Yeah.
entire
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Or iPod touches. Do you remember when those were big? When
Yep.
I think I got the 2nd or 3rd one. Mowing lawns, saving up money.
I don't really like the iPod Touch. So at that point, I was like, I'm just gonna get like just the iPhone at this point. I
Yeah.
had
I think I was too young.
By the time I would have, like, I wanted an iPod Touch, didn't get it, and then the time I could have, it was like, well, now,
yeah,
just get the iPhone.
phone.
Yeah.
yeah.
The game had changed by that point.
I went from that little nano thing, and I got like a fucking fat ass iPod, and I loved that thing till I broke it.
Remember I had an iPod Nano. I had the blue
that
one.
little Nano. Yeah, my mom had the fat ass iPod that had like the crazy storage
Yeah.
for back in the day.
My sister had that.
Some
She had
quality shit.
LimeWire. Remember that?
Dude, I and
then it went to FrostWire.
My mom had like a 2-week period where she went like radio silent when she got this iPod, and she like set up the entire front room or living room or whatever just to be like all her cases of CDs and like books of CDs and stuff.
So download
And
them
she
all.
just took my computer, put her new iPod into it, and then just fucking like put all her CDs in for like 2 weeks, just all day.
Jesus Christ.
She's got
Remember
pretty
buying
crazy.
music on Apple? You ever do that?
Yeah, like the 99 cents a song.
Yeah.
shit.
How wild is, you can't do that anymore.
Really?
I don't think you can.
Damn.
I mean, you can.
I remember being a kid and being like getting Apple gift cards and being like,
Yeah,
fuck, I can finally buy this album.
right.
Yeah, no, you like buy their subscription service and like
Oh, the Apple Music.
Yeah.
$1 a song was pretty expensive for back. in the
Super
day.
expensive.
stupid
Dude,
That sounds
looking
like
at,
what
looking
it'd
at
be
it now. Yeah, looking at it now, it's like, oh, what an album was what, $15?
Full fucking iTunes card.
It's crazy. I remember getting hyped and then buying apps for 99 cents. And then remember when like the free version was called Light?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, you want Bic Lighter, Light. Zippo Lighter, Light.
Yeah, apps that like had no purpose.
Oh, it was just a Zippo lighter.
Yeah.
I remember that being dope. I remember being a kid and having an iPod and like getting this app. It was like gun range.
yeah, the guns.
and it was
yeah,
literally
just shooting guns.
shooting a gun on a screen. It was like,
Yeah. Not a game. Just
And then I remember getting an iTunes gift card and being like, holy shit, I could buy all the guns in the game now.
burning
And just
it instantly.
throw in like $15 in this app just to get like 40 guns that I could be like, that's dope. That's sick.
Nice.
It's
My
the
friends are
shitty
gonna
apps.
think this is sick.
I remember getting this one app that was like, it was called iBeer, and it was literally, it turned your phone into what looked like a beer, and if you did this, it looked like you were drinking it, and I was like, this is the fucking, Dad, look at this, we could drink together. The shit that
Drink
came out
together.
and like, just garbage. 2010, hell of a year.
But like so much hype
Oh,
behind all
they were
that.
great.
Really, they weren't. They were dog
No.
shit.
Oh yeah, terrible apps, but like just the hype, the hype and living
aspect.
through that was great.
Dude, yeah, the touchscreens have gone such a far way.
But that was like the thing that was crazy because like all the apps or whatever, it's like I don't know what to do with them yet. But just the fact that it was like a good touchscreen.
Remember when multi-touch came out? When you could put 2 fingers on the screen and you can like zoom and shit.
God.
No, you start to feel like fucking Iron Man and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the future, guys.
No, I think that was probably what made that thing the coolest. Was like, because I remember just sitting on the couch, just swiping through,
literally
swiping through screens, clicking on apps, and being like, "This is fucking crazy."
Not doing anything, but I just enjoying like man, here's fucking nuts.
Here's the clock app. Nice, that's cool. Let me program some times in here,
just in case I need to see.
Yeah,
Florida time.
I got to see what time it is in Hong Kong. Let's program that.
Check
in there.
on that.
Oh yeah, just crazy shit. Going like, man, this is gonna change my life. This is amazing.
Changed our lives for the worse.
Yeah.
Little did we know.
Now people are riddled with anxiety and depression. And
You ever hear people talk about when they get out of prison, people who went into jail before smartphones and they come out,
dude.
they're like,
Londo.
yeah, they're like, you told me that one. I was listening to some guys on a podcast. They're
Fucked
like,
up.
people like, because it sounds dumb when like your uncle's like, people used to talk to each other. And you're like, shut the fuck up. No one ever wants to talk to your dumbass. But
Bro,
then
this man,
it's like,
like 25.
This man went into prison at like in 1993 and came out in like 2016. And he told me, it was like, yeah, I got out and I was walking around and like it was so weird because everybody was just this, like looking down at their phone and just fucking sitting there, and I'm like Jesus Christ, really? And he's
which
like,
it's like Starro from Justice League.
He's
like
like,
it's
yeah,
literally like being like you're still living, you're still doing your thing, but like you're on the hook. Like you're part of the thing. Like everyone's just kind of locked in. And if you're
you remember he was
he's
like,
probably more a Matrix generation too. So I feel like those people really like Matrix didn't hit with me. It was a little bit like I saw enough other shit where like it's like, oh yeah, a thing.
He was able like to watch movies and shit in there, so like he did see like movies and stuff, but like he was saying like, yeah, getting out and seeing people on their phones was fucked up. He was like seeing like all just like the technology and shit. He was like, this shit's crazy. Like TVs are flat. Like I don't know, it's fucked up. It was wild. And then he got his one buddy. I was supposed to go with him to pick him up, but his one buddy got out of jail and he did 30 years. He got out in like 2020, and he said he picked his ass up and he was freaking out, being like, "Bro, we gotta go there. What the fuck is that? Holy shit! What is that shit?" It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, man.
Londo was saying after he got out, he went out to eat and he was sitting at like a booth and he was like hunched over his food and shit, like looking over his shoulder, like eating. And his girlfriend was like, "Hey, you can relax." And he's like, "What? Oh, that's right. Yeah, my bad. And he's like eating, and like the waitress comes up and he's like, "Man, what the fuck you want?" It's like freaking out. He's like, "I forgot how to act."
It's like when people come back from war and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you spent a lot of people spend 30 years in fucking prison. It's like, that's
It's a new world.
half of your life, or
that's
like,
a new
that
world
might
when
be
you get
a
out.
majority of your life
I
spent
think
in
some
prison.
people, when they spend that much time in there, if depending on their age, like probably do shit to stay in, just because it's like,
they're like,
what am I
'cause
gonna
they
do?
don't- Yeah, they don't know what the fuck they're doing outside.
It's
of
like Shawshank Redemption. You see that movie?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like that shit.
It's a quality movie.
I don't know when he got locked.
Movie ever, like IMDb says, but
It's a good movie.
It's a good
very
movie.
Good movie.
It's up there.
definitely up there. It's just tough when.
It's also hard to pick a number one.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's rough. It's
You
a
do
big
have that.
expectation.
Have you seen
on
The
it as well.
Godfather? That one's always up there.
Yeah.
Godfather's tremendous.
You tell me you can't pick a number one?
It's
No, this one's gonna be.
I don't know. I like Pulp Fiction.
That's a good
That's a
one.
good number one.
That's a
I
very good one.
I like Fight Club. You guys don't like Fight Club.
I think it's a good one. I don't think I'd throw it on as number one.
Yeah.
I respect the Pulp
Shawshank's a
Fiction,
good
though.
movie. I mean, shit. That movie just comes together nicely.
You got a number one?
Caddyshack.
Yeah. Easy.
It's the best thing I've ever seen.
It is really just a quality fucking movie through and through, no matter how many times you watch it, just for all age groups.
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack's on, like, and everyone's just fucking rushing around. That you one young kid's like, I don't know what that is. Like, you're about to learn.
Like, yes, there's some titties, but that's fine.
It's okay.
It's in passing.
Is there titties in that movie?
Yeah.
Oh, and the The pool scene.
Not like
Flashing titty. Quick scene.
yeah, not like
Or when
Quick titties done.
Danny has sex with the judge's niece.
Oh, you do see her titties.
in his
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
That was
they're
a
not big,
okay.
but they're there.
That was a crazy scene.
Hey.
You. Would you loofah my stretch marks?
Oh.
He gives her that look.
Yeah, no, that's the number one.
Are we still
and then
having tea?
2 and 3 is Semi-Pro and Anchorman. Can't pick between them which goes where, but
I haven't seen Anchorman in a very long time.
the last time Nico was here, I think last summer or 2 summers ago now, maybe.
Did we play basketball? Was that
Yeah.
that day?
Yeah, we watched Anchorman then.
I beat Zach in basketball.
I mean, don't you always? He's not very good.
That's a fact.
And we're the greatest. I
Hey.
mean,
I'm fucking good.
A lot of natural
shit.
athletic ability.
When you talking about stamina
You can
and
see it.
endurance,
Yeah,
when you want to talk about having a full breath at the end of the
you
game,
see muscles doing what they were meant to do finally.
you want to talk about strong ankles.
Untapped
Strong
athletic
ankles.
potential.
You want to talk about something intense?
Latent jumping ability.
No, that's crazy. Did you watch the
We should do the combine at some point, so I
The
can
what?
fucking smoke you.
what?
The combine.
The combine?
The thing you talk about at work. The combine. The fucking...
Oh, the Olympics.
Yes.
What the fuck's a combine?
With the draft
NFL
combine, where they
combine?
do all the fucking things you're talking about.
The draft combine? I don't know what that is.
I know the NFL Combine.
Yeah, the NFL
I
draft
never heard
combine
of
where
it.
they
I
take
never
all the
heard of a
top
combine.
prospects and they put them. That's the thing that Colin Kaepernick was like. It's like a slave auction because
Yeah,
they make
that-
us all run
that was
around. And it's
crazy.
like,
That was
yeah,
that was a crazy.
how
relation.
crazy is it that the team's
I missed
gonna
that
pay
one. I
millions
missed
of
that.
dollars for a huh?
I missed that comment.
Oh, you didn't see
No, I
you
don't
didn't see that
remember
Colin
that.
Kaepernick thing? I watched the first episode.
When he was just
You got a
continuing
show?
It was like this one show.
documentary.
It was fucking crazy. It was wild, man. That first episode, he like relates getting the draft into the NFL as like a slave trade.
So anytime you pick between two people, you're basically buying a slave.
But then,
It's on performance. It's a sport.
Yeah,
I want to see how
no.
fast you can run
They
with the
should have
football.
talked to them and see if they were like good people and been like, oh well, I like this individual's personality better,
It's
and
like,
that's why
no, I'm
that's
paying
why
you-
he's gonna make a great left tackle.
it's like,
for
no, I'm paying
our
you millions
ball
of
club.
dollars.
You piece
Oh,
of
yeah.
shit.
What's his documentary on?
Netflix, I think. Yeah,
Looks like
I only watched the first episode. I don't know where it goes, but that first episode, I watched it late at night, fucked up, and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
It's quite a leap.
Yeah,
I can't give shit like that. Clicks.
yeah, I watched it.
Meanwhile,
Fuck
you'll
him.
give fucking Jeffrey Dahmer clicks.
Yo, that
He
shit,
doesn't profit from it.
that shit's apparently fucking crazy. Like that is apparently really good.
Oh yeah, no, I've
Did you
heard-
watch it?
No, fuck no, I'm not watching that.
You're not
shit.
gonna watch it? You gonna watch it?
Came back from work.
You gonna watch the
other
Jeffrey
day.
Dahmer thing?
Maybe.
Nah,
I
fuck
hear
that.
it's fucking amazing.
Girls at my work were telling me it fucking like it was nasty. Like don't eat when you're fucking watching it and all this shit.
Yeah,
And
man.
then I get home and my wife's like, "Yeah, I couldn't watch it.
Some
I
dude-
needed you to be here watching with him." I'm like, nope.
If Jackie has
Some-
trouble with it, I might have trouble with it.
Some dude came into work and he was like, "Yo, did anybody here watch that Dahmer thing?" And Nick's head spun around, and he was like, "Bro, I'm fucking changed from that shit, man. That shit fucked me up."
Like I don't want to watch
Nick's
that. then.
changed every 4 seconds.
No. The guy,
Oh, okay.
some dude, like grown ass man, said that. Where I was like,
What, was
"Really?"
he thinking about eating people and now he knows better?
No, he
What-
just said it was like so dark that like it fucked his head up.
Yeah, because he would fucking kill people.
Yeah.
Fuck killing.
Apparently apparently his I didn't watch it yet, but this is what Nick and that dude were saying. They were like, apparently his neighbor with this girl was called the police like 50 times because she was hearing power tools, people screaming, like
But all the
bloody
people
murder.
are black, so they don't believe him, right? Wasn't that the thing?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe it's a different guy then, not Dahmer.
But I guess
That crime.
I guess the
Mindhunters
police
is
just
what-
weren't. The police weren't believing her, and they were like, "Nah, bitch, get the fuck out of here." And yeah, he was just murdering all these people in his room.
Dude, if I haven't told you guys before, there's a show on Netflix. It's 2 seasons. There is not a 3rd season on the horizon because I guess the guy who did it is used to making movies, not shows, and he wanted to go back to doing that because the show burnt him out so much. But now he's been away for it long enough where he's thinking about coming back. All the actors and stuff want to come back. It's just waiting on the director to come pick the story back up. It's called Mindhunters, and it's all about like how they started the FBI's serial killer investigation squad.
Is this the one with this is on Netflix?
Yeah.
Is this the one about the MK Ultra shit? No,
That's Wormwood.
I'm thinking of Wormwood. Keep going.
which is also cool.
I didn't watch that yet.
We can talk about that after. But
Next pod.
Mindhunters
Right now.
is like all about the like they don't even have the term serial killer. Like it's a word this group invents for like this new breed of killer that's like becoming a threat. And I think the thing I'm thinking of, they're in Atlanta and they're in like all these projects
Would make sense.
where like there's a bunch of black people, and so far all the serial killers have been white. So that's like part of their profile. It's like it's probably a white guy. And then as they're walking into all these neighborhoods to question the people that like are around where the victims got taken or whatever, every time these two white FBI guys walk into places, they get like noticed immediately. And he's like, there's no way the serial killer could have been white. Like everyone would know. Everyone would have been like, yeah, the white guy that was here the other week. You know,
the one white dude
Yeah.
that strolled in here. Yeah, he's the dude murdering people.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucked up.
Like, so now they need to like change what their like what the bullet points under serial killer are. It's like, all right, so now like it expands the profile. Like it's
That's
a
wild.
really good fucking show.
It's a scripted show, though, yeah?
Yeah, it's like stays pretty true to. I'm sure it dramatizes some stuff, but every time I Googled something, it seemed pretty like in line with reality. It didn't seem like over the top. And the one lady they made a lesbian. I don't know if that was true or not, but it doesn't feel like. And we have diversity. If
Yeah, they're not trying to like shove it down your throat.
Here's
it's
our
just kind of
lesbian.
like she's a lesbian, you know, it's whatever, which I can always appreciate. Because then it's one example I have of it being like me not freaking it. Like we were talking about the black girl from Star Wars. Like she sucks.
Yeah, she's bad.
But if you say
Oh,
that, it's
yeah,
like, oh,
you've
you didn't
seen
like
all
the
of it.
black girl. It's like, no, they could have made her.
They could have made her 10 times better. They could have gave her a better
It's an
role.
awful
Like,
character.
Sad. And on that note,
Hey, on that note, people, Clip channel, full-length channel. Everything's coming out on Wednesdays. Clip channel throughout the week. Stay tuned on Twitter for all the Stoned Apes updates.
Archdiocese.
Archdiocese, other shit. Hey, we'll be back next week. You fuckers take care. Chicka-chicka.
yes.